What's up, troopers? We're here with another TFT Mini. We're going to talk about fortified positions. I'm gonna get good at ignoring Mike's antics someday, but it is not this day. Yeah, fortified positions is another advantage. This one is definitely on the sort of like more specialized end. So, Mike,
Sort of, kind of.
sort of. Obviously, most lists can get some utility out of this, but I would say that the ones that should really think about putting it in their deck are the ones that get extra utility out of cover. So, what are some examples of that, Mike?
Yeah, so units with dug in, very, that like want
Yeah.
the cover to upgrade it, right? I would say low profile with an asterisk on it, in that low profile units that are okay with being shot at.
Mm,
I think scout troopers and command rebel commandos like have the low profile keyword printed on them, and definitely would prefer to be in cover instead of not, but fortified positions is not good enough to warrant putting
right.
your
Right.
dudes in the in a place where they can be shot at. So I think Ewok lists are probably like fortified positions a decent bit, although I think in that situation, I don't know how long you actually benefit from fortified positions, because you're probably just surging
It's
forth
it's
and
it's round one.
yeah.
It's round one, and for a Ewok list, it can basically mean that if your skirmishers don't have terrain that they can fully hide behind, then at the very least you since you are able to basically pre-measure where you put your fortified positions out, you should do so in such a way that you have a place for the unit leader in mind, and that as long as you're stuffing half of their unit behind the barricade, then you have the cover. It's good to remind folks that are maybe coming back to Legion after a break now that barricades no longer like ever slow you down as a trooper. It's always like open terrain from a movement perspective. So walk on right through them, put your leader out in front of them, and then put half the minis behind it, and you're good to go. Um, but yeah, Ewok lists. I think ARF Troopers is another example of low profile that they don't mind being shot at because of the red saves. And then, as you said, when it comes to the dug in stuff, it can be really important because for those prepared position units with dug in, especially the emplacements, the terrain is often not going to be sort of agreeable to you in terms of potential places where you can put those. Like it may be that the POIs are arranged in such a way that you would want to put either your EWeb or your FD in a spot, but that if that spot doesn't have any actual natural terrain cover, then you're like wasting 6 points on that unit if you put it there. But fortified positions gets rid of that problem for you, and then you can just like put them pretty much literally wherever you want them to. So that can be a nice bonus. But I will generally say that this is one of those advantages where most lists would want to have a specific plan for it. Again, any list can benefit from it, but this tends to only matter on rounds one and two, because after that, you're going to be diving for the POIs, and the barricades that you're setting up close to your home zone aren't going to matter so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like, I think if you've got prepared positions in your list, this is a fine thing to have. It definitely is going to increase the survivability of your units. Um, I also would say that this second condition, other than like basically every other condition in the game, is it's possible that this is more relevant to you based on the table setups that are available in your local meta. Um,
Yeah, that's true.
if your like local does not have a ton of terrain, this card might be a lot better for
That's true.
you than some of the other cards on this list, just because you might not be playing with the right amount of terrain. Obviously, like most of our suggestions are going to come from the field where we're assuming you're playing with like the correct amount of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the event that your meta is a little light on things you can use to hide, this card gets a
Yeah,
lot
this
better.
could make a really big difference for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I think that's sort of what I got for fortified positions. At the end of the day, it gives you three barricades, and there's only so much you can really talk about there. Here, I'll toss this in. If you're running this, then take the 10 minutes it takes to just like paint up your barricades a little bit. I didn't even paint mine. I sort of I did just like a wash and then I glued some moss on there, and it looks pretty good. It looks like it's been sort of hanging out in the forest. But uh, if you're going to be running this card, then I would just say take a little bit of time to make them look snazzy, because you don't want those plain plastic gray barricades out there. It's just not very nice looking, Mike.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
prime them, throw a wash on them, you're
yeah, yeah.
done. But I would say, if you're gonna play this card, make sure that you have a plan for it, and that goes beyond just like list building. Like, you also want to be able to, like, if you're playing certain objectives, you should kind of know in advance where you want to be put in your barricades generally.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Hey, fortified positions. It does have a place. So you heard it here first. You just wait until our garrison episode, and then we'll even have more interesting things to say, I think, about a advantage that's not very often taken. But for now, if you like what we're doing, then feel free to check us out on Patreon. But otherwise, we'll see you on the next TFT Mini.